Ladies and gentlemen, it's once again time for tonight's SSRL Tuesday division. I'm Herman the German, and I will be joined later by our wonderful co-commentator and league owner in Quincy. We're going to be starting off with the result from last time. As you can see, we have Rowley taking the win in Singapore, with UJ as a reserve driver for Ferrari scoring the second most amount of points with 21. Salvi took a podium for Haas, and we had Takangino having a very good, strong finish for Aston Martin. It's Kwon who got a 3-second time penalty. Krankyok who moved 6 positions up. If I can see that correctly, no, that's 8 even, sorry. Kovachka, Rendork, Verstappen had a very bad race, was one of the most prominent figure to maybe take away a win, but handed himself 2 drive-through penalties throughout last week's proceedings. Toby in front of one of our newer guys, Mr. Chod. Jamaican Jam, Ibo with 13th. Then we had DNF for Matt the Tanker Merum, both V-Cups as well as the Alpines down there, not making the race. Was Devsy disqualified, I think, and Fakaroy didn't even really take the start, with Schizzoli in 16th. Most of these race results you can see upon where the best race finishes in career for Rowley in first, UJ in second, Salvi third, and we had also Taganino 4th best result, Kwon I think 5th as well, and Krankuk in 6th, so top 6 scored SSRL career best results last and out. The World Drivers' Championship looks like this. Obviously, UJ only scores for himself as a reserve, but that is not counted in our system. So it's Rowley in front of Salvi and Takangino as the second Aston Martin behind. And after that, it's just how the race finished, which I just presented to you, and the Constructors' World Championship. If you count them all up, it's Aston Martin in front of Ferrari, and then it's Haas in third. We have Williams followed closely by Mercedes and Sauber, as Sauber and Red Bull are also equal on points. Although you have to say, after discussing last week, that Red Bull had been shockingly bad to start off the season. McLaren 3 and 0 points for both of the full DNF teams with Racing Bulls and Alpine. And we are, now I forgot something. Let me change that. I present to you some information about tonight's track. It's the Japanese Grand Prix. We're gonna be going around the 5.80 7-kilometer track that has a famous S section, as well as the most of the famous corners on this actually should be known by fiercely watchers of the F1 circus. We have a very interesting chicane that usually lines up the best overtaking opportunity at the end of the lap, while the only DRS zone into turn 1 it can be activated throughout that small straight. Tough to pass, especially since that is not really a heavy braking zone into turn 1. We have 18 turns, won by Pleasant Snake in season 7 in Division 1. Second place went to Quincy with Moksha third. We had 4th for Race Chase and 5th for Trackstar. Pleasant Snake got the drive of the day as Ibo got the pole position. That was the, I think, reverse championship order. I get that maybe then, yeah. Or reverse grid by Dave. Then we had fastest lap also in the race by Pleasant Snake, who took the current lap record for that track as well. Let's see if that can be breached and maybe improved upon. Just a reminder of the lineups if you have not been familiar with us for any time, or especially last time out, and an update on the calendar is not needed. We are heading to Canada next with the United States GP in Miami for round 4, and then we have China, Mexico, United States, Italy, Monaco, and Australia for the rest of the season. And yeah, we've seen the track map in close proximity already, but I'm just gonna make sure you can see it maybe a little bit better here as well. It's the 18 turns of Suzuka International Circuit. yeah, S section very famous. You need a lot of downforce there, but overall the rest of the track is kind of flat out, so you don't want to be missing out on some, chopped out rear wings in order to get by on some people, because following, even on low downforce, should be possible, but passing with higher wings is gonna be troublesome. No matter how good your exits are, you're gonna be suffering. So let's see how the drivers do that for tonight. And if I did not miss anything, I don't think I did, we can move to what is gonna be our race lobby, and I will introduce you to Season 6 champion and Season 7 runner-up Quincy, who has been joining me for the commentary booth for the first time last time. It was very fun, entertaining race with lots and lots of first times. Including 6 career best finishes for our top 6 at the end. Lots and lots to talk about and go into the season. And obviously hoping for what we can only be described from yesterday's race as a resurgence for Red Bull, because they had a shocker to start of the season. What do you reckon they can do for Japan tonight?
Red Bull, let's hope that they've got everything together. I've noticed that Alex ADS is back. Jamaican Jam has been doing some serious training as well that I've known about. I've personally helped him as well, as he's just only recently turned off the racing line, which he's really been struggling with. So I'm hoping it's going to be a good time for Red Bull today.
Yeah, that can be with some bias, hopefully said as well. But the most interesting thing is obviously if the drivers can make the best out of their strategy. And Quincy, there's something we need to tell the guys again if they missed last week. It's an all compound must be used round, basically. Can you just briefly give us a short explanation on why and how that came as a additional twist to this season on, and as well how you might be punished if you don't follow the rules for tonight?
Okay, so it came about due to us just being the Silly Season Racing League. We'd often like to add things in that makes the competition a little bit more interesting rather than just a one-stop from medium to hard. So this season, instead of doing it over the complete season, we've dribs and drabs a couple of things in. So round 2, the all compounds round, just came as an idea that we've had before to make things a little bit more interesting. Also guarantees a 2-stop. And for tracks like Japan, where the soft is pretty much useless, it'll be good to see what the guys actually use it, what stints they use it in, etc. So penalty for not completing this task or this challenge, as you say, is you will be put to the back of the grid. So say you finish the race, you're P1, you'll automatically get dropped to the back of the grid to wherever the finishers are. So there's only 5 people finished, you'll be P5, just as an example.
All right, that is obviously very interesting in terms of how, and you already said that the tire weight distribution is
Being told that we can't be heard on stream for some reason. Let's have a double check.
Test, hello? Oh, well, I can see at least audio output for everything, so maybe it's a...
Okay, maybe it's a skill issue. Yep, I can hear as well.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay,
very...
wonderful, all good.
It was also very interesting yesterday. I would say maybe one of the only tracks, even considering how little usage the soft sees, that you can actually play around with a bit of the soft in Netherlands. I would say this track is, as well as it's punishing for a left side, especially, and the fronts inside of the first sector. I think also it might be different compounds as well. So not sure if they have the same allocation, but very much the challenge for the drivers to get most of their tires and obviously be prepared for anything. I think if you looked at how SSRL's Division 1 has been consistently been without safety cars or with very little, then you kind of can gamble on that. I think a lot of people did. I think like strategy-wise and which tire was probably the fastest. I think Energetico finished third yesterday, was also very good on that. But for me personally, I was very cautious about how maybe very worn tire could maybe have someone be caught out and then maybe spin into the wall, and you have mostly very high speed sections where you can easily put a foot wrong wheel on the grass and you just go off, and this can happen here tonight as well. So you just need to be cautious that if there's a safety car at any stage, that you don't need to be doing basically an extra stop after the safety car phase is concluded, because if you are out of tires that can run the distance from where the safety car comes in, you're going to be in trouble, which I was very cautious about, but was not the best strategy. Yet some consistency helped me go into better positions at the end. So I think in terms of track layout and how little passing opportunity is and how hard on the tires there are, it's very good choice. And I hope this the second division race can prove that what we have kind of in theory crafted for this idea. So let's see what the guys will be doing. We have 16 runners for tonight. It's the Japanese Grand Prix round 2 of 10 inside of this 8th season, and we have do we have any penalties for this race? Are there any quali bans? I just maybe missed that. I'm not sure.
No, I think everything is fresh.
That's
I don't think
good.
there was any. Now you're asking. That's a good question actually. Let's have a look at Singapore. I do remember
I'm
there
scarred
being
from
some
Silverstone.
incidents. Though there was a penalty. There's a quali ban for Mr. Ben Chond, but he's not here, so he will be serving that at the next
time.
Grand Prix that he arrives at. Yeah, I believe he's gone to France, so all good. Right, and speaking of which, Mercedes are the first guys to hit, and it's Rendog to hit the track first. Notoriously one of the guys who actually did do very well at Japan before in a Mercedes, although it was realistic. In the old league, which name I cannot mention due to rage and pride, so we'll let that one go. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing what Rendog can actually do today. I believe he was missing last week. He was one of my guys to possibly get a podium in this iteration of the second split of SSRL. Hoping to see Matt the Tank also do some good things today as well.
Negative ADS, I have no grip, and Dan were missing for our full-time drivers.
ADS.
So Rando was indeed
ADS
there.
should be here.
So.
Oh, you mean last week? Oh,
yeah, last week, because you thought that the Rando, but he was there. But yeah, obviously UJ is taking his space again. This time not for Ferrari, but for Mercedes. They obviously can enjoy his services for tonight, and I think we obviously need kind of a research maybe from Williams as well, because T-Brand is one of the guys we were talking about that we need to take care of in terms of like have him on our list, thinking about how he is usually one of the most consistent yet not the outright fastest, and that is obviously one of the trade-offs we could be expecting inside of the season with the full wet qualifying gone, which you can consider that you just need to be like consistently putting some effort maybe in to get a better feel for that kind of weather, and then making sure you are there when it matters in terms of timing. But for normal dry qualifying, you actually can see probably some of these guys really outperform them and their team inside of some of these quali sessions throughout the season, maybe put in an odd pole or two, and we obviously have removed Verstappen from the equation, so we're going to see another pole sitter for sure inside of this young season, as T-Brand is about to start off his first lap. ADS and Skid Solo as well as Rendog have also started their first flying attempts. And as we watch on with T-Brand into the first two turns, I think the most interesting part is how or which, basically what drivers can actually find... Oh, and T-Brand is off. Yeah, that's a big hit to the wall, but I think he hit that with the wheels first, so he is good to go. Just make sure that you don't cross onto the track, and Matt the Tank is avoided by him, so that's good to see. That you make sure that the... yeah, most of the competition can be in there to win it if you are not careful with how many races you maybe miss or don't like as your personal.
Rendog has validated his lap, so
Yeah,
I
spotted
think he
that.
did it quite early
So
on.
let's go with ADS, who's running that wonderful white and red livery that Red Bull spotted at this race inside of the last year, and won with Max Verstappen as well. Great, yeah, homage to Honda as well. We went are now moving to Aston Martin inside of this upcoming season. Takangino takes the provisional fastest lap away. Schizo is only 4 tenths down on that, but is second for now. And we're gonna jump on with Matt the Tank, who also is now with the Haas team. So he was before. Sorry, I was mixing something up with last time in Singapore. That's third position for him. And the next guy over the line is Devsy, goes to fourth. And after that, I think that's even his teammate. Falco Warrior goes to third. That's a 30.4. And
Yellow flags in sector 2. Who's that for?
T-Brand was slow. We're not going to count that. Kovachka, who is usually not the bestest in qualifying as Rowley, takes away provisional pole position. His teammate Salvi goes into second position, one of the tracks where he felt like he was comfortable, but we talked and
ADS
joked about
validates that lap, man. That's unfortunate.
where we talked about how he was probably one of the guys that should look at their strategy once again, but is kind of at the mercy of how this is going to be a two-stop. Anyway, UJ takes to fourth position as Kwon goes to second on 20 thousandths behind Rowley. One of the races, I think in season 4 or 5, maybe, not sure. I think it was 5, where Kwon took to the top
the Red Bull's
10.
into the wall. Oh no!
Oof.
I'm gonna stop watching these Red Bull, I think, Herman, because I seem to be cursing them. One invalidation, one straight into the wall at Degner 2. So we're on board now with Sergeant Dempsey right now as he puts it through the last corner. I'm judging by his battery that he is on a hot lap, and as he pushes to the line, let's see where he comes. 130.09. He puts himself up to 7th place with that lap, just in front of his teammate by 3 tenths.
Kovachka is about to finish off his lap very early on the deploy use, so you are losing out on the electric energy of your engine, and that only puts him to P7, beating Devsley to that as we just speak. And yeah, I think also Rendog went out again, is on an out lap, so after that invalidation, apart from T-Brand, stayed out for another one and then got in. T-Brand tried again and missed it again, so some early trouble here for him as you have 11 minutes to go. That's still quite comfortable for 2 runs, but if the next one is bad, you are gonna be in trouble, and you don't want to start at the back even if you have consistency in race pace as somewhat of a strategy in mind. Then passing is still tough. Best overtaking opportunity doesn't even have the DRS zone included, and that is the chicane into the final couple of corners at the end of the lap. And now we are seeing ADS next attempt onto the S section now. Very important to get that set up correctly, and the curbs are very hurtful to your lap time and could auto spin you around. He is taking that currently in 4th and then 5th gear respectively. Goes up and out of the S section, and now we are into the first Degner. That is the also timing point for the end of the first sector. Second Degner not over the curb at the exit, very important because you just skate on that. Get your braking point right for the turn 11 hairpin. And now onto what is mostly a flat out part and into Spoon at the end of the second sector, as Rowley improves on his lap time by roughly 7 tenths to take provisional pole position to a low 28 now. ADS is blasting that ES battery to bits as we are approaching the back straight, and 130 5.2 seconds sounds like a lot, but obviously compared to a 34.6 is not that much in terms of how much he probably would have had in that lap time anyway. Over the line now, using the rest of the ERS in the charge and is going to P3 on a 28.7 behind Rendok, who improved to a second position and is now finally on the board with a lap time that is very good as a banker already. What's with Kuan? He also did a lap because battery is low. Yeah, the other ones did as well. So we're just gonna stay with Krankjorg, the only one I can see who is on a flyer right now. Also a guy without a lap time, including Seibo, the second Red Bull in Jamaican Jam, and Tibran, who also just ventured out again. So let's see where the Kick Sauber can put himself. Current teammate in 8th position on a 29.8. And some serious competition from Skid Solar at the moment. And not one of the most famous for qualifying. But let's see where he stacks up at the end. Krankjörg now out and onto the back straight, as we've just seen before. Comparison time, if purple would be against P10 in the standings, is not currently. So he will be behind whatever the lap time shows us. Braking, get that right. Yeah, could be using a bit more of the curb onto the final kink of turn 18 and onto the straight. Goes to P7 on a 29.8 as well. But 2 positions ahead of Skid Solo.
Sorry for my silence. I'm currently trying to invite one of the guys who are late, but
That's
can't
fine.
seem to get him.
T-Brand's final, or basically first attempt currently, is still good. He's passing that Alpine on the back straight. 10.499 after first 2 sectors is way faster than Krankjörg. I expect him to jump into the 28th here now as well. Let's see. Don't cut the curb too much on the inside. Have the car stable. And move to the right hand side to shorten the way to the line. T-Brand goes to provisional pole position. Breaches into the 27. Is on a 27.9 now. And that is some work for Rolly to do inside of his final attempt. T-Brand left it late so far, but made it great for provisional pole position with 7 minutes to go. That is still him being able to get back into the pit lane and set another attempt if tires are still available to him, because we both know that if you don't keep a second, keep one of the softs fresh, you're gonna be not enjoying that tire at any stage you're putting that as well. So now, last and without a time, but currently on a flying lap, is Jamaican Jam. Please make sure we see if other people improve, because I'm just trying to see with the guys who are currently at the bottom. I think there was an improvement by Mercedes for UJ. 6th position now, as Jamaican Jam is now climbing the hill. I think that's called Dunlop curve into the first Stegner. 32.5. Uses a fair bit of the road, but not too much. Exit curb a lot. Is not invalid, and he does not skate. That's good. Maximum check a limit extension completed by the second Red Bull. Early touch of the throttle. The car was a bit skippy there, so a tiny bit of oversteer. And that obviously doesn't help with lining up top speed into the double left-hand apex of turn, I think that's 13, 14 of Spoon. And now onto the back straight. Once again, that is briefly interrupted by one of the fastest corners, easily taken flat out. Of 130. That's a 12.1. 1 minute 12.1 after the first 2 sectors. I think that was even slower than Krankjörg. So let's see if he wants to complete that lap. He has currently nothing on the board. And he just jumps ahead by 2/10. So 9th position for the other Red Bull, as Silvo finds himself now down in P16 on a 34.1, so that's still a long way to go. Rendog is on another flyer, as more and more people are at the end stage of this qualifying session. Skid Solo's pushing on, Kovachka's pushing, Devsy is, I think, on a lap as well. But Ibo is, I think, the furthest ahead, so let's stay with him. Yeah, as usage could be more at this stage of the lap, so I'm not sure if he's really pushing. Yeah, late usage of the battery. Maybe he's keeping that for the end of the next shade phase. I'm currently running the only McLaren with the chrome theme. And that is... yeah, some seconds off the pace currently. Is he giving a slipstream?
Yeah, fair amount. Fair amount.
Yeah, over 6 seconds behind still on what has currently been P9 lap time after the first 2 sectors. Alright, just interested to see how that goes from there. We are gonna watch the end of Rendok's attempt, if that is one, or maybe an in-lap. Let's see. Currently situated in 3rd position. Uses ERS instead of the chicane.
Yeah,
Very
that
brave
was a
there.
bit.
Let's see if
Keeps
there's
it going,
improvement. And goes
Yes,
to
there is.
2nd position and is ahead of Rolly. So took
Not by
everything,
much.
took everything out there. Kovačka jumps into 8th position. And there's an Alpine behind. That was Devsy, but no improvement. Maybe in a second out lap. We have a Rolly about to start a lap behind. So that's good, obviously, to know for the fight at the end here. UJ into the pits as well. And Metatank is retired. Is not gonna advance past P15. So that's a low starting position for the second half here now. Let's see who is on a flyer down the road already. Is it Skids? Big spin by Rolly up the hill! Rolly lost it! And is facing the wrong way. No one behind. What's the clock saying? I can't see it. Please.
Yeah, he's not going to get the time. It's 2 minutes and 32 with the fuel that I can see. He's 3.1.
That's good. He can do that.
Possible.
He could do it. It's enough time. Rolly is not out of this yet, but huge moment as Skid Solo does not complete that time with an improvement. Devsy next, I think. Yeah, let's see what he can do. Yeah, we're gonna stay with the 13th place, the Devsy for now. What is the timing saying? He's 1.5 tenths basically down, blasting down into the chicane now. If you can brake late, then obviously you make that lap time great. T-Ban is in the pits, Rendok is in the pits. They need to go out soon again, maybe even too late already. Slight improvement by Devsy. What's with Falcovari? He is inside of the first sector. Rolly is has recharged and is about to go. What's with Skid Solo? That's invalid. So we are just watching ADS now while the rest is still on outlaps, and T-Ban missed his mark. So currently is under threat from Rolly, because also Rendok missed it. So if ADS can find something, he is at least in the right spot, because track evolution is still a thing, even in this year's game, where it feels most of the time like there's some, no, for me at least, sometimes there's no grip in quali. But anyway, ADS into this. Oh, that was a lot of entry curb, and I think he abandoned that. Yeah, that's no more lap time for him. So Rolly is our only challenger to the provisional pole position of T-Bran. Let's see what the first couple of corners seem to be good. Now onto and into the hairpin. Very tricky to get the braking right. Easy to lock the front left and not bring the car around. Or as we saw with Jamaican Jam, you can sometimes have a twitchy rear if you keep that front left locked too long. 60% still charge left. You can use that on this back straight now. Second sector time coming up just now. Is he up by enough? Not really. 3 tenths he has, but he kind of needs 4 tenths. Can he find another at least half a tenth to take pole position away from T-Bran in Japan? Rolly through the last couple of corners. Won the race in Singapore. Can he be on pole? He is not! Misses out by roughly 1/10 and is into second position on the front row, and is not starting from the best spot in the house, as Kwon is still pushing on Kern. He has 3 tenths found on his best time, and that would currently beat ADS to 4th position. Could be a very strong starting lineup for Williams for this race. Kwon pushing through, 4.5 tenths found. There's also some improvements at the back here. ADS has stayed 4th. Can Quan make it into maybe the top 4? ES Burnt jumps into 4th position, very close to Rendog, but misses out. Also by just a couple of hundreds. Salvi improves late, makes a grade to 6th position. Is UJ still on a lap? Looks like it. Let's see with Tark and Gino. Took a career best finish in 4th, but that is nothing in terms of ES usage. A Jamaican Jam is through. Also, Falco Warrior. Let's see. Tark and Gino into the pit lane. UJ, do you have something to offer? Oh, there's a lot. Yeah, that is a very early exit on the ES battery. I don't think that's going to be happening for his improvement. I'm just going to see. 26, 27. Yeah, could be maybe late. Yeah, 53,000. Moves Salvi down by a position. 6th position for the reserve driver. And that's your qualifying with T-Brand taking his first pole and the first pole of the season for him. As Rolly misses out by roughly over a 10th. And then it's 3/10 to the next guys where they are also close together. Bigger gaps emerging down the field. But we have a very interesting field already lined up with both Williamses inside the top 4. With Tak and Gino only down in 10th position. What might have happened there, we don't know.
I hope these guys saved a soft for the race. That's all I'm thinking, because I'm seeing a lot of
check that soon.
I think actually I only see one guy who's used a 3rd soft, which is UJ. It's unfortunate to not see him up. Maybe he had a couple of scruffy laps, but yeah. Surprises? Any surprises that you've got? Have you seen some people that may have surprised you in the top 5?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that, and Q1 is now a staple of good qualifiers. So, also Rendog, you talked about that, but I wasn't so sure if that was gonna come to fruition. And other than that, I'm just surprised that Jamaican Jam has not found his attention wordplay jam so far, and Tagangino is only in 10th, so that's surprising to me. And yeah, race director, you said that UJ also Falco Warrior and Jamaican Jam also used the 3rd soft, so troublesome. Could be at least for the race now, and obviously it's all out of the window if it's wet, but that's not the case right now, so
hopefully no rain. That's all I can say.
Yeah, let's hope that is actually the case. Prediction time. We are gonna do the race prediction, P1 to P5. I'm gonna ask you to start us off with a prediction here. Feel free to use the pause menu to check again with the order of the field.
Now I've got RLT, so I've got the order. Yeah. You want me to go now?
Yeah, please.
Okay, I'm thinking T-Brand for the win. He's recently just got himself a nice stable rig, so that's at least worth 2/10 there, as proven by the lovely pole lap that he provided. Rolly will give him a battle, so I think Rolly will still be in P2. Happy to be wrong. Quan for P3, would love to see that German get on the podium. Rendog P4, oh no, actually, I take that back. Uj P3. Quan P4, Rendog P5, if he keeps it all together. Here's my top 5. T-Brand, Rolly,
based on pace, I would say that T-Brand Rolly might be in their own league, but then obviously it doesn't always transition to race pace. So let's go with T-Brand Rolly. I'm just gonna agree there because I think might be interesting there to see. I'm gonna go with ADS for 3rd.
Oh shit! I'm supposed to set a bloody time.
You get used to it next time. I'm going ADS 3rd. I'm going UJ 4th, and I'm gonna pick Salvi for 5th. Some stats the people out there in front of their monitors or TV screens.
I love stats.
In terms of what you cannot really see when you're inside of the race, or basically watching us or my perspective as a broadcaster. Based on pure race pace, disregarding Verstappen, obviously that helped with mostly having fresh tires on what was then a 2-stop before the safety car came, was Salvi. So I can see that happening, especially in Japan again. UJ was the most consistent based on what the stats put out, so that is obviously gonna help him pursue better position than his current starting position in P6. And also,
Prone to penalties though, Mr. Uj, on his controller, which is very, very, very impressive to say the least, but very prone to a 3-second penalty. So that could be another undoing, which, as you know, going into the chicane is quite easy to pick up track limits right there, as well as also the fast right-hander headed into the Degners. So we'll see, I guess, what he puts together today. He is starting on a soft tire along with the top 3. Kwan and ADS starting on the medium, as they're showing right now, as well as Kavashka and Tarkangino. Hard runners, Skid Solar and Jamaican Jam. I don't know what type of strategy is this,
also Matt the
but
Tank.
I have been proven wrong. Matt the Tank also on a hard. The rest of the guys on mediums in the back there. Emanation Boy, as he makes his return to SSRL as a reserve driver, comes into the Ferrari this evening.
And one of the most classic
Kwan is now changed to soft. Falco Warrior is now changed to soft.
One of the stats I was missing was that Crank York also made 8 positions. So it was this is always like the usual, or the I would say very default idea of what the drive of the day is. But I think for like 2 seasons now, this has gone to the cleanest driver from the accolades. So yeah, but you have to say that on a street track where Crank was not really known for being particularly good on Singapore before, but obviously is now helped, as some of the other guys, with the reshuffling of the fields inside of both divisions gained from that, and obviously more people made more mistakes, including Verstappen having 2 drive-through penalties. So sucks to be him, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, some would say he's probably, I don't know, well, no one would do that on purpose, but I don't know what happened. I don't think he knows what happened either. So we'll just leave it as that as he makes his return next week to Division 1. It is now the time to go on the formation lap. I wish I had some formation lap music. Boy, I miss Dave and his
I
formation
can
lap
arrange
music. It
it
was good
for next
times.
time.
Yeah, that'd be
So
good. Would love to see that.
It's the 2016 pause menu music, and it also gives me nostalgia every time, and I feel way older than I should with my 26, because this was, like, in terms of like how much fun I had, I think that was still one of the, like, at the time I didn't really notice with 23 when we also raced leagues together, but for like nostalgia, because I was in school, and when the game came out, I woke up at like 4, downloaded it with slow internet, like the release thing, slow install, and then just played one race at I don't know what track, but it was like very heavy sunset into my face from my window, and also the sunset setting they just announced for the 2016 game. So they were very heavy on lighting. That always hits me, and the music is just so good. Final calls on the strategies here. Hard stayed with Matt, the rest move on, and Emanation Ball also with the hard, as most of these guys are going with soft or medium. To be honest, I think for the big undercut and how reliable I would call this a soft is here on this track, just get rid of it as soon as you can, because even on late charge, inside of a maybe 6 lap stint, it's not really much to gain for. So yeah, don't bother really extending if you don't have to. The tire allocation made it way easier to do hard stint, and also our setups evolved throughout this year's game. So I'm gonna be thinking mostly about these undercuts if I was a driver inside of this race right now. Gibran has taken them to the start of the grid. It's currently lining up a bit angled, as the rest makes their way, with both of the Alpines currently forming a train at the back. Front rows are now lining up. More people around the corner there. Last boy in 17th, the
Ferrari
Ferrari.
is lining up there. It's notoriously hard to actually overtake here. Best opportunity is probably into the chicane. So let's see what these guys can come up with as they start the grid. We've got the 5 lights, Herman.
Second round of this 8th season is underway in 5 lights time. And in front, it's Aston Martin against Williams. Tierbrand against the new appointed race winner in Rowley. Took the win in Singapore. Can't take away the lead on the opening lap as ADS drops the position to UJ. And Kwon is off the road. Slight hit by ADS as he spins around. Big crash by the Red Bull as more carbon fiber is flying. Rendog stays in 4th, but UJ is up into 4th now. Kwon and Kovachka is also into 6th already with Skid Solo 7th, 8th Salvi, and Asian Boy from 17th on the grid into 9th already with more calamity as both of the Red Bulls find themselves in 15th and 18th. I have a deja vu as Emin goes immediately wide on the exit of Degner 1 as the top 2 are currently leading away from Rendog and UJ because UJ is looking feisty already. Gained 2 positions and that was a poor exit by Rendog. Can UJ benefit from that? He is not obliged to team orders or anything. He is running for his own money basically as Kwon goes extremely wide at the exit there and Kovachka is sniffing on this chance to take a position away if Kwon is not careful with his battery deployment or if he has bad top speed. Top 2 got away, so Rendog won't be having any DRS from these guys. Very crucial on a track like this where one of the latest points inside of the second lap of DRS will be activated. Contrary to
early as he closes up behind T-Brand there, going defensive is T-Brand. Will he go around the outside? They battle into turn 1, he lets it go. Smart choice. I know it seems that you can
pit stops.
Stick it around the outside there.
Please check what's happening with these guys. I'm gonna open
ADS has got massive wing damage, so he should be coming
Tarkingino in as well. Big loss early on for Aston Martin maybe.
Front wing damage as well. Let's check on Matt the Tank. Also, he didn't get his wing replaced, unfortunately. Probably forgot to put the S on the MFD, so now he'll probably need to pit again unless he can handle the damage that he will be driving with insurably on the right hand side of his Haas car. Still out in front. Yep, go ahead.
Hards for Tarkingino and ADS means longer stint coming up, and Kovachka and Salvi were fighting for a brief moment at the end of the first sector again with now Jamaican Jam under pressure from DevZ, currently both on the medium tires, but let's see if there is a pursuit soon to be made by the Alpine driver. Front 2 is there not under threat from the double Mercedes pack behind, as this is a DRS train formed now for 3rd position. And set DRS can now be activated for the first time on this part of the racetrack. With Rowley obviously gonna be recharging that battery. There's some minus fuel on Rendog, so about half a lap, less fuel taken into consideration by Rendog. So maybe thinks about the safety car, maybe thinks it's not that heavy on fuel. Should be careful, mostly flat out anyway, early and high speeds, very easy.
Maybe he's taken the second stop into consideration for the fuel.
Could also be a thing. You actually save something there, so that's always good. Tarkingino goes around the outside of Matt the Tank, who is again into the pit lane, and is probably gonna be replacing that wing. Exactly. And AES already after the first lap has a 53-second deficit to the leader as they make their way into Spoon. And there's a fight with Asian Boy and Falco Warrior. Falco Warrior takes away 9th position from the currently with the hardtail fitted Ferrari, as also Krankyok is soon on his tail. Soft tires on the green and a black painted Kick Sauber that became the Audi team already running their 2026 real-life car on track in, I think that was Barcelona. So very interesting to see how that German-based project comes about. Let's see.
Mercedes battle coming up. We've got Uj with 20% battery. They both got the same amount of battery. Let's see who has more or less wing. I think Rendog may be running a little bit lower on a downforce because his teammate is struggling to catch him even with DRS.
Yet ES turned off though. So Salvi is passed by Kovačka, Ferrari powered engine in the back of these three cars in 6, 7 and 8, but currently the best is one of the customer teams with Skid Solo, who is running perfectly fine, as there's a run wide moment by Kwon, and he's off the road, and he spins to the wall, big hit, and he's out of the race.
No.
Kwon is out of the race. We have the safety car, and everyone with the soft tires will be licking their fingers, because that is the perfect amount of time you want to run that soft with that amount of fuel. Kwon was just too eager on the throttle out of the gravel trap on the exit of Dunlop, up and over the crest, and then he just hits the wall on the left hand side and is out. Williams with a good starting position of 1 and 4 are now running with only one car, and that is currently leading the race, and we will be expecting obviously pit stops now. and Asian Boy in a quite predicament, because that is not gonna, he's probably not gonna be able to move a medium and a soft for the rest of the 23 laps. So yeah, everyone, this is what I was hoping for yesterday, but that didn't come to fruition.
Turn out. I think it would be wise if everyone took this free pit stop.
Yeah.
But the
ADS has a drive-through
penalty. Oh my God, Alex. You had one job, my dude. You're in a prime opportunity to make.
Just restart the lobby and change to Netherlands, and we will be in the top 3.
This is not good. He's in a prime opportunity. He had a terrible start, but this was going to be his comeback to try and make it work as everybody pits. I hope he doesn't also pit to try and serve that drive-through. I hope he knows that he can only serve it when the safety car comes in.
Asian Boy and Devsy stayed out. I can kind of understand with the hard tires, but Devsy with the mediums, interesting call. Ibo also is staying out on the mediums, so yeah, the tires are troublesome, but the mediums feel way worse, and the hard tires very durable. So if anything, an extension of the mediums now is way more hurtful than trying to maybe run the hards for like 19 laps and then go to soft. Also, we have like at least 2 more safety car laps now, so missed opportunity there. Jamaican Jam to the hard tires. ADS, yeah, also pitted a couple of laps ago, stays out now. Could be swapping around and maybe make something in terms of the rule already work, but there's no tire that can make the end of the race anyway, so
I would half be tempted for some of these guys to actually do a RPM simple back in the day and just pit twice under the safety car and come out on a set of hards and then switch later to a medium tire when everyone probably will be going to a hard.
If you had a second medium or second hard, there was also opportunities for you to, if you start, especially if you start on soft and are back at the field at the moment, then you could technically swap to a medium, pit again, go to a hard tire, run that for like maybe until lap 18, and then have undercut on everyone else, because undercut is so big here. Run a second hard or medium, and then just be good to go. That could be a strategy, but I don't think most of these guys will think about it, especially if you already swapped. If you still have the soft to go, that's none of you. This is not an option for you. So front to medium.
Yeah, Yesterday, I never imagined to use the soft at the end. I just didn't think that. I just had a fear of safety cars ruining the party. But look! Oh, the Red Bulls smash into each other. The Red Bulls smash into each other. ADS has now got wing damage. As Jamaican Jam spins in the pits. They're having an awful time.
Jesus Christ. Is it too late to demote guys to V-Cup?
They're not doing a lot better than we were yesterday at the start.
Yeah,
us being two
but
Red Bull drivers as well.
at least we didn't run into each other.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
You actually helped me out on the race. Yeah, and also funny enough that the V-Cup is the only full team that is not running any cars in this race. So
Yeah, unfortunately, those guys pulled out. They didn't feel like they were.
oh yeah.
They didn't feel like they had enough practice, so they didn't want to be a danger, which is fair enough. I respect
Oh, only
that.
for this race though, I hope.
For this race,
Okay.
I think Meldrum has pulled out for the future, and I think Dan wants a little bit more practice with no assists until he can get the hang of it and not be a danger on track, which is, like I said, I respect that. I have respect for the guys for even trying to turn them off, to be honest, because it is harder than it looks what we guys do out here on the regular.
Yeah, so soft tires for both of these, very far back Red Bulls. I think this still could be the end of the safety car if bad luck strikes again. Because it was a fairly fast cleanup and the field was not spread by much. So this is kind of good because they have the tires to temperature and can go immediately. Because ADS was currently
tempted to
6.
serve that drive-through straight away.
Yeah, but for
if I was,
Jamaican Jam at least he could make way now because it's just do me a favor and maybe keep an eye on the 14th place Red Bull there, as we are going to the restart of this race. Safety car is off. Pace will be controlled by the Williams of T-Brand. T-Brand, sorry.
Oh,
and
someone's off.
Going.
McLaren's off. 10-second
Kovachka.
penalty for Kovachka.
Big
Oh,
shunt.
there's a bit of chaos there. He's gone. Oh no, that's upset. That's gonna be. What
T-Brand keeps the
doing?
lead. Rolly is still in second position. Let's see what's going on here.
There's been a Ferrari spun. Asian boy. ABS comes into service, drive through.
Into the pit lane he actually spun.
Keeping an eye on Jamaican Jam as he's up to P12. He needs to get a move on, really. He needs to put these soft tyres to work, get through these guys, use his battery, regain it in these sections where he could be in none, but he's actually in medium currently.
Big push by UJ. Devsy on his old medium tires, not pitted under the safety, is currently a threat in his eyes. UJ needed to wait for Rendog on their pit stop because they were so close together. They were double stacked and that cost time, and with other people, or like most of the field in, you lose more time, but he moves by the Alpine, and Skid Solo could be in a top 5 position. Did you have that on your bingo? Because I didn't.
He is one of the more consistent drivers.
Yeah, he is.
Whether
he finishes races where
in the top 10 or not, but yeah, exactly. He finishes
where the one struggles to finish. Let's see.
Yeah.
Side by side, maybe into 130R. Inside line for the kick-out, but the Alpine is not fighting their bet. Great move by the number 58 car. Takes away 5th position. Now Grettier braking right, and he does so. Lost out on the DRS, but that is fine. He can. Ethias and Pace continue to push on. Great move, and there's more pressure to Devsy's position as Salvi is now going by, and in the back his teammate is maybe lining up. No, Salvi is not committed to that. That is not good because you're going to be stuck behind a way slower car now. Sometimes you need to get your balls out and put them on a table, basically. So that was anything but. So yeah, he's going to be suffering that dirty air. Bit of extra wear to his tires as Rolly has lost T-Brain by 1.7 seconds, and Rendog is putting him under pressure on the harder tire. Is there a problem with Rolly? I don't see it. No high ES usage.
From T-Brand.
Yeah, also Rolly there. Nicely illustrated by the Aston Martin driver as he's now company from his main engine supplier. As Salvi dives to the inside of Devsy and makes it through. Took an additional 1.5 sectors basically. Where he had time to find his balls, and he completed his move to P6 now, trying to get back to the group that is ahead, including with Skid Solo. Skid Solo kind of needs these guys now to fight, but there's not really a position for them at the moment. Rendog seems slower on this part of the racetrack. There's more DRS, ERS batteries than both Rolly and UJ, but lost like 1.3 seconds. Sorry, 3/10 on the back straight alone.
Has a little squirm on the exit there.
So I'm thinking that he is maybe on the higher end of the downforce. which also could explain good qualifying pace. Let's see if there's a move by Falco Warrior or by Chunker. Yeah, there's pressure for Kovačka coming now with a 10-second penalty after a collision at the restart with now Tak and Gino also behind that with Jamaican Jam following closely. Can you please briefly check if any of these guys have already completed their mandatory all compound use, because we have just moved into the first third only of the race, but obviously strategy is still interesting, so it would be nice to find that
the 2 Red Bulls have completed their compounds. Stops using all 3 compounds. Those are the only guys.
okay.
The softs don't seem to be working very well for Jam, as he is stuck in the train. He should be putting pressure on these guys, but I don't know what's going on here. Skid Solo in P5 seems to be catching Ujay a little bit as he battles his teammate for the 3rd position. Salvi also not making any waves, but sort of chilling, I guess. As the field sorts to spread out from P4 down to 7, with some little bit of gaps here or there. Skid Solo is nearly in DRS range. He won't be on this lap, but if he uses some of his battery, he might do next lap, as Rory sets the fastest lap as he sets after T-Bran,
And
who
UJ
is
goes
just
for it.
cruising in front.
Into P3, and yeah, I think Rendog is just on way too much downforce because he lost another 6 to 7 tenths on the back straight going into the chicane, so he's lacking incredibly high on the top speed. So I'm not surprised if he gets gapped very soon as well. Needs to probably use all of his ES on the straights to kind of stay there. And then
Needs to prioritize that exit out of the last corner and use all of his ERS and then recover through sections 1 and 2, sector 1 and 2. Skid Solo is pushing, you know, to try and get into this as he's so close, ever so close. He's getting in and out of that 1 second range.
He's gonna gain so much now. Watch, 7 tenths currently at the exit of turn 11. Uses a bit of battery, roughly 20%, and now the spoon curve is probably gonna be ferreting Rendog, but then the exit is gonna be so crucial. Rendog has currently 50%, 10% less, and now he's gonna get caught by a Skid Solo. 6 tenths, 5 tenths, even less than that, and he's down to 4.5 tenths less than that on the straight alone. So that is huge that Rendog currently has his teammate to help with the DS.
Solo, he is absolutely sending it through these corners. You can see the steering wheel as he shifts a little bit too late there, but he is using all of his battery. Rendog now going past again. Looks like these two are just going to keep swapping, but they're going to hold each other up, unfortunately, because look at that gap now to P2. It's just increasing steadily.
Tak and Gino against Salvo, against Falco Roya, excuse me, into P8 for the Dutch driver in the Aston Martin, moving by on Falco Roya, who's now trying to
make him jam up to P11.
Go back and hunt Kovačka, who's still running in P7, who's a 10-second time penalty. He's currently running the hard as well as Rendog. And Dempsey made a very late call just 1 lap ago to serve his first pit stop. So maybe only 9 laps or 10 of that to his next stint, and that is obviously going to be the soft. So yeah, questionable choice, especially with every opportunity he had under safety car as the next fight commences for P3.
So Jamaican Jam should be pitting at the end of the next lap if he was going to go to his hard tyre. I don't know what allocation he chose, but if he was going to be smart about it to try and do the undercut, he would be best to go from lap 12 or lap 13, I would say. Try and get that undercut on the hard tyre and go long to the end.
I think he had the hard on for 1 lap under when the safety car came out and the lead was not caught yet up with it. Let's see. Oh, very wide moment by UJ. Is there an opportunity for Skid Solo at the end of the second turn? No. That run into turn 3 is very, very long. As there's another safety car because M and Asian Boy is off. So this becomes way more interesting.
Oh no, that kind of ruins some of the strategies for the guys. As ADS pits, hopefully for the hard.
Yeah, please. Also, drive-through penalty again for DevZ.
Oh no.
Times or 3 times last time. Now again. And that is in fact hard tires, used hard tires or ADS though. Not too bad. I think Jamaican Jam has one of the best opportunities now.
Yeah, it kind of ruins Rendog and Kovash's strategies. Although he will get to serve that 10-second penalty, hopefully, in the pits now.
No.
So that could reset his race now. It will put him behind, obviously, but we've seen some great overtakes from Kovashka over the years. I've been racing with him, so I'm sure he'll get up a few positions back up into the top 10, hopefully.
That is like the exact amount of laps I was thinking about in terms of like percentage, like right before the halfway point for yesterday's. When you get a safety car like this and you're on the hard, you're screwed. You need to get 2 more stops in because the tire life of the medium for Japan, also Zandvoort, was not that great. So you're not gonna do more than half the race distance on the same compound, even if you have on the medium compound, even if you have a second one available that is completely fresh. You need then, for only that moment, you need that second hard, which you shouldn't be packing, to be honest, because you just keep that hard in pocket throughout. And I think that is obviously gonna be extremely beneficial to T-Bran, who just swapped to that tire, as well as Rowley.
It's gonna screw Rendog completely.
And Kovashka. He's serving already, I think. No, he's coming into the pits now.
I think the only thing that it's going to save these guys is perhaps another safety car later in the race, who will then obviously put them back on level pegging, probably with a better tyre, to be honest, if they've got that second medium spare. They've already used the hard, they've already used the soft, they're on a balance allocation, they'll have another set of mediums. So I think that will reset the race later on. But hopefully not. Hopefully we'll see how the strategies compare now, because all of these guys, Herman, will be going to the end. He stayed out!
Tarkin Gino stayed out on an 8-lap-old medium tire.
He must not have wanted to double stack, but I would always encourage to double stack at times like these where you have to make that allocation.
At times like these, you always need to stick together, right?
Yeah.
Interesting call. The only thing I can see that Takengino, although his, how you say, his weapons are kind of numb, he could help with Takengino. Takengino could help with T-Brand getting past for a Rolly. So,
I don't think it'll help. Really don't, because I think T-Bran has shown some good pace, even though Rowley is a 10th faster in the fastest lap. He's shown that he can pull away when he wants to and then keep a constant pace to keep the gap. So it's going to be a difficult day, but Aston Martin will take full points versus the Williams today, though. In terms of Constructors' Championships, they will get the most points compared to Williams today.
Yeah, Mercedes can't be left out. UJ scores for them as well, so although Rendog has probably another pit stop to come, and still good points finished so far. Wasn't that, like you said, that with T-Brand getting a decent upset, wasn't that also correlated with him having his birthday recently as well?
Yes. I don't know if that's the reason why he decided to treat himself, or he was treated, but yeah, he got a good rig now with a great seat, so he's comfortable, and you can see that pole position. He's led a lot of the laps, and I think he will be on for the win here today.
14th position, ADS is again in. Why? To get to a fresh medium tire instead of a used hard tire. Wow. I think the hard tire would be the better option.
I would have gone with the hard tire as well, unless he's thinking there may be another stop.
Yeah, or he just wants to, I don't know, show some pace.
Maybe he wants fresh tires, I don't know.
Yeah, I think 30 laps is a stretch on the medium. I think, with, like, obviously if a softer compound is
If they're
usually...
restarting on lap 15, then it wouldn't be such a stretch.
Yeah,
Which it
I
looks
get
like
that,
they
but
are going to be.
usually having the softer compound behind the safety car, although the tire warm-up is better, it's actually more hurting your tire in terms of like how the first layer of the best script that is available to you on the safety car. Yes, overall the tire life is conserved and you can do an extra lap or two if you're very feeling it. But overall the best out of the tire, even though driven at low speed and probably also how we know the tire temperatures are going out, it's not that great to have the best be used by the safety car, because if you're still doing basically 6 kilometers at decent enough speed, contrary to popular belief, that is still decent speed even for F1 car. And there's Rolly swapping with Rendorf. I don't know what's going on there. Takengino is gonna be restarting this race in a couple of moments time.
This was never on my bingo cards, but we love to see new safety car leader as he slows down. I think in terms of tyres, I think Alex should be okay, but he needs to drive like hell because the tyre compound is... Oh.
Bad exit by Takengino, but no immediate opportunity by T-Bran, I would say.
I would
closing up
it
though.
like hell if I was T-Bran, and he does.
And takes the position away again, and Targentino's off. I'm not sure if he missed that there was a safety car out on track, but there's also a 10-second penalty now for ignoring yellows on Devsy's end. As Kovachka is also fighting with, I think that was Matt the Tank there at the end. So Rolly lost more time because Targentino had to fight with the T-Bran into turn 1. Lost more time, is under pressure from Rendog now, as UJ is trying to get by as well with Salvi and Skid Solo. They're in the waiting in the wings, as there's the first bigger gap to Krangjorg. So Kicksauer currently scoring big here if they continue to do so.
See. Alex already up 2 positions, lining up P13 Matt the Tank. So I think the tyre choice may actually be pretty good, but he's got 7 laps of that crossover to make the tyre work, and he should get moving as quickly as possible. T-Bran again, just out cruising, doing his thing. Rolly 7/10 behind, not really using battery either. I think they're just taking the time to warm up these tyres. Rendog and Tarkangino. Rendog is still holding on to the DRS to these two, so he should also make these tyres work, because he could go to the end.
ADS on the inside, I think that was for 130. I was trying to see if Kovachka was lining up a move on the teammate of ADS, but that wasn't in fact the case. So now ADS went by. Targentino fighting his position, trying to make life easier for Roliat, but I don't think any of these drivers are really... Oh, and there's a spin by Falco Warrior, and there's another safety car.
Oh no, oh no.
There's another safety car because of a spin and a missing, front wing and more, I would say, for the Alpine, who's still using the battery inside of these turns. Maybe that was the reason why he spun. So, this changes everything again completely.
Just had to check to see if the safety car was on reduced or not, and it is in fact on reduced. Why are they getting so easy safety cars? I mean, so many things happened last night that warranted a safety car, and we got nothing.
Also, Singapore crashed by... No, Monaco crashed by, who was that? Energetic or Andrew? No safety
Energetic,
car.
yeah. Energetic and Andrew as well. No safety car.
Yeah, to be honest, I still believe that
terrible.
Monaco has like an extra setting for, like, if safety car is enabled default, then it's still less of a chance because everything with a safety car. It would be realistic, but I think they kind of think about that. People don't want to spend 30 laps on Monaco behind the safety car, so... Yeah, so Kovachka and M and Asian Boy, both the Ferraris can swap again away from the soft tires, and have completed that part. Rendog is saved, but what do you do now? Just fresh medium if you have? Hard would be best.
Fresh medium.
Just don't go soft. Also, Takengino can pit. This works out, but also weirdly doesn't, because everyone is still together. It's gonna be at the end of the field anyway. I hope he pits now.
I wouldn't pit in this pack.
He does. But Rendog doesn't. So you
If
just
I was
extend
Rendog,
it?
I wouldn't pit. I would just extend the stint.
Yeah, for
Loads of
ADS
guys pitting.
for ADS I see that. It extends
I
the
would
tire
definitely
easily.
stay out if I was ADS also. Because you got to think, like, Rendog's only on 4 laps. You got 10 laps to go. Just cruise around behind the safety car for 2 laps. Comes in on lap 3, I would imagine, if everybody's come up together. And it will be dicey at the end, but I think keeping the track position, he could secure himself a podium here. You know, especially seeing that Uj and Skid Solo both have 2 warnings. So, you know,
Yeah, but
one
does
little
he
slip
know?
up and
I
there
don't
you got.
think so.
Well, I would hope that he knows, but he doesn't. Well, he doesn't know that, but you know, he should stay out and hope for the best.
Okay, I want your full copium mode now. What is the best position one of the Red Bulls can now achieve after they had such a horrible start? One of
I think
them.
if Jam lets Alex by, because I think looking at the times and stuff, I think Alex has been quicker here. Looking at the fastest lap, he's a second quicker than any time that Jamaican Jam's done today. So I think he should let Alex by, if possible, and let him try and fight to the front. I think a P5 could be on the cards.
I would agree. P5 can be seen at least, especially with how the tire choice currently is very good for not also keeping the tires in check, with like a little too much damage in terms of like. For me, I don't know if you notice this as well. I don't do formation lap, but just try to weave as little as possible because they're gonna be cool anyway. And if you weave too much,
exactly.
you're gonna destroy them. So, if anything, just make sure you don't destroy them. Take it as easy as you can, and then you have, like with half a lap, especially with that first sector, if you don't overdo it, you have immediately warmer tires. So
yeah,
he can be
weaving,
lining up
only
moves
helps
into
really with the
happen
hards.
as well.
I would not be doing it on the softer compounder tire. I would just simply, you know, get going. And they will warm up eventually, and everyone who's weaving will have worse tires than you. I've actually done some testing myself to see if the weaving actually does help. Oh, Tarkingino. Let me have a look to see what his tire. Oh, he hadn't gone onto the soft yet. That's why.
Yeah, but then pit again now and go to a better tire.
Pit again now. Yeah.
But now the safety is going to go at the end of this lap. Tarkingino pit stop strategy ? Is my note for this. 3 question mark.
Yeah, I wonder what the Red Bulls are going to do. I mean, Jam's got worse tyres than everybody in front of him in terms of laps. He doesn't want to hold up his teammate. You know, under safety car, he'd have to go off track to let Alex by, but I'm not sure if they're communicating that or not.
In the
but yeah, it would be good to see where they can maybe he can drag ADS along and get something going. Oh no, it looks like they're swapping. Looks like they are swapping. Classic Yuki, Fernando is faster than you. Not classic Yuki, but Fernando is faster than you. Let me swap.
I did that once in a league race on last year's game, and I got a penalty for that because I did it on a safety car.
What, from the stewards?
Yeah, and it was cheesing.
Oh wow! Whoever reported you for that was a utter scumbag.
Happened.
I don't think you can get a penalty there. I mean, he's letting his teammate pass. It's not. I don't think it's against the rules. As the safety car comes in, as T-Bran slows the pack down. Hopefully, everybody behind doesn't come in too quickly.
I see there's another safety car coming, but not before.
I mean, it would make things interesting, wouldn't it?
I think safety car between lap 22 and 25, and T-Bran goes
off early.
Yeah, you did that before, after the final chicane, and already gained 7 tenths on roll. He caught him real napping there. Japanese time slot with the time traveling and the... Oh, sorry, no, how do you call that? Disqualified for ignoring the drive-through penalty from earlier, Stepsy! See, this is why you can actually serve the penalty after or should be able to serve the penalty because this
Straight
crossing
away,
the line didn't count. Like, counted towards the total territory you still had left. Rendog is on fire with that medium immediately, pressurizing
Oh, Alex goes wide in
our
the Red
race
Bull,
winner.
losing time.
Yeah, nice.
As he
The
lets
swap
his
was
teammate back.
totally worth it. Great job. And Skid Solo is fighting with Salvi for 5th position. Yeah, but Rendog has he has so much work on his hands because there's just too much wing for him. Like, if he makes to the podium, hats off to him, but we seriously have to ask about that wing, so that seemed to be very
I hope
high.
he does get on the podium, but
Using that ERS 60% now. Yeah, recharging behind Rolly in the slipstream as DS won't be active. Oh, there's a crash! Taki and Gino went off somewhere. Has trails of gravel behind him and let some people through. So, yeah, and he has front wing damage.
Oh no!
Front wing
ERS
damage to Taki and Gino.
Very good ERS management by the front three.
ADS is in again.
What is going on with the Red Bulls today?
ADS 5 question marks.
He's got damage wing again. Looks like he's in for another stop. Probably best to go to another medium if he's got it.
I think
and he does in fact do that.
And he retires.
No, he retires from the race.
ADS and
points down to 15, man. Points down to 15. Every point counts, guys. Every point counts.
Yeah, demoted immediately. Okay. After we settled that, I just wanted to say that ADS stands for all the stops today. So
all the stops.
All the stops. So yeah, that was incredibly frustrating to watch. But we're gonna see hopefully a grand finale. Salvi is on the back of Skid Solo. 85% battery. That is good. Good reserve power to use soon on him to make up his way into P5. Has a very quiet race, but also in a positive sense that he didn't screw strategy like some of the other guys. 3-second time penalty for an Asian boy at the end of the second part of the spoon curve. And Rolly is currently keeping...
Oh, wow.
Keeping T-Brand honest means that he has DRS, but Rendog is pushing that. Both of them are using their battery, and Rendog is unable to get by, but Salvi, who burned 30% of his charge, is into 5th position and could be going on a charge for the next 7 laps to maybe close down the gap and get on the podium again, maybe. Back-to-back podiums. Currently that is the case for Rolly, as none of the other two have stood on the podium at the Singapore GP. Yeah, 1.3 seconds already. He is fast, pulling Skid Solo along, who's probably going to be enjoying that DRS soon. Jamaican Jam. 9 lap old hard tires against fresher medium tires.
Red Bull off in the gravel again.
And yeah, I just jinxed it apparently. Yeah, and spins. I'm just gonna... Yeah, this is... At this point, it's not even... it's 18 plus. It's 18 plus. How hard Red Bull has been F tonight, if you know what I mean.
It's been very tough for the last 2 weeks, I think. I need to regroup and have a team meeting and debrief and see what's going on, as T-Bran is being lined up by Rolly, 3/10. I think he's going to go for the move now.
Yeah. T-Bran burns all of his energy, but keeps that line so tight. Rolly is not risking that, and there's a brief yellow again for a spin. Falco Warriors off again. Don't crash into Asian boy, that's good. Yeah, there's no safety car for that, but that was lap 22, so we were very close to that. And Salvi is in the fight. Salvi is in the fight for the top 5. As Kovačka also has now caught back again with Frank York. Skid Solo is
very
left.
well.
Solo is left behind. 65%, basically 70% for T-Brand. 65 for Rolly. 50 for Rendog. 30 for UJ and 80 for Salvi in terms of battery. So there's lots and lots of swapping coming.
Oh, there's fighting. Oh.
Rolly wanted that
goodness.
inside on the spoon curve there, but completely missed that apex then, because he had such a narrow line to the inside, and Rendog is putting him under pressure, but he's just dropping tens after tens inside
He wants that. He wants that.
Oh, Rolly!
Oh, he's going for the... Oh, wow.
That was late.
Piastri moment. It was late, but it was what he knew he can't get past on the straight. Like I said before in the beginning of the stream, the best opportunity, as he now gets passed by Rendog, the best opportunity to pass is at that spot there. Now he's out of ERS and he can't really defend Rolly. Bloody hell, he can't really defend Rendog's onslaught. As let's see if Rendog has now found his balls and is going to attempt to go for the win here. I'm not sure if he's got the pace on T-Brand, but we'll see. Stranger things have happened in this league, that's for sure.
Calling out your mate for winning is strange. I love that. Fakawai gets a 3-second time penalty, as does UJ again. Risking, and this time he's risking big points because Skid Solo is still in a 3-second time penalty as of right now. So yeah, I think we just discovered that the R in Rolly stands for risk taker, and he certainly took a risk to make sure he gets the better position with an additional 5 points off the guy in front. Currently the fastest lap is with Salvi in 5th position, which is an additional point to the Haas team that are currently located in 3rd in the Constructors World Championship. Meta Tank scoring some today, and especially over the very scarred Red Bull team, but losing out on Williams, on Mercedes, and yeah, honestly a big shift for some of these early positions.
Into the chicane for Salvi there. As let's have a check on the battery life of Rendog. He's got DRS, so he's just, again, he's chilling. I think, I don't know why the pace has dropped off as Kavashka sets the fastest lap. The pace has dropped off a little bit for Rolly. I think he should maybe recharge a little bit. I know it's very hard to recharge here, actually, when you're actually following. I remember back in season 7 when I was following, or was it season 6? When I was following Snake, it was very hard to overtake. You had to, I remember you asking me after the race why I wasn't, you know, managing my battery as well, but it's very tough when you're following in the dirty air to try and get some of these exits and stuff. So it's very hard to follow, and then you have to try and push in these awkward corners where you try to send it on them to make them make a mistake, because
and he makes a mistake. Rolly goes wide. Just talking about it, UJ is through, and Salvi could benefit from this greatly because he doesn't have the 3-second time penalty. And if he gets by on Rolly with way more charge than the Turkish Aston Martin driver at the moment, he could be basking in that glory again for what is a second, or basically a back-to-back 3rd position here, as Adias comes to a rough day, rough night for the Red Bulls. Yeah, you can definitely hope for a better the next time out in Canada, but that was certainly from start to finish a rough afternoon or evening. Rolly has lost the DS assistance from in front and is on 10%.
No battery to defend, but neither does UJ, but he does have...
Salvi should push! Why is he not pushing? They don't have AS! They were pushing so much, he obviously doesn't know, but he should have done something now. He has like 70% more charge. Doesn't feel like he wants to go for it, and we've seen that before. He left his bolts in the safety car phase inside of the motor, Macy.
Salvi is what I've noticed since driving with and against Salvi. He's very, very chilled as a driver. You can see there's no rash inputs. You know, he just kind of takes the corners smoothly. He doesn't, you know, even with the inputs of his throttle and brake, nothing too harsh. So I think maybe he's just lining these guys up a little bit, you know, as he makes a mistake and locks up heavily into the hairpin there. Maybe he's just lining these guys up, waiting for them to make big mistakes like Rolly did on the previous lap. But I think you are right. He should be pushing these guys to the limit now. I don't know why I don't know why he's waiting. He's not got a lot of laps left. He should be pushing now. If he wants that sweet, sweet podium interview with yourself, he should be pushing now. Maybe
They
going
have
for an overtake on
0%.
one guy here.
They have 0% charge. That is
Push,
big
push,
loss.
push. Come on, Salvi.
Big loss in top speed. So Salvi needs to take UJ this lap and then try to get after Rolly next lap, because there's only going to be that maybe last attempt on lap 27 into the chicane.
Yeah.
And he's going for it
Going
now.
for it now.
Use all of that battery. Stick it around the outside and make it work. UJ is demoted to 5th position now. Salvi needs to push on. Don't charge too much now. You can't afford to lose that half a second. You need to be in that DS at the end of this lap. Gibran is currently not under pressure from Rendorg. Both on similar charges, but that tire is gonna be probably at the end of its life with 1.5 laps to go. Roughly 10 kilometers left on this second race of the season, where T-Brand came out of the gate swinging, taking pole position for the first time in his SSRL career. Led most of the race anyway. Then a very interesting Aston Martin strategy called by Chuck and Gino, currently located in 9th position. Yeah, I had him do one of the restarts, and now he is leading by roughly 0.6 over a guy that is on the weaker tire at this stage and probably is suffering in the straight line. And Salvi has 0.3 to go to in order to make that. You need a very
he's going to send it. Rolly's going to send it on the outside. Oh, as they touch and make contact, and he locks up. Oh my God! That could have been so much worse if he didn't avoid that there, as he lets Rendog pass again. That was a bit of a uncharacteristic move by Rolly there, as he locks up into the chicane.
That was such a huge risk. That could have gone so wrong. But yeah, big thing is Salvi is not in contention for that as of right now. So no position is currently majorly lost, you can say. So Rolly tried something again, didn't work, and is currently paying that with the 3rd place.
He kind of clipped the rear wheel of Rendog as he was going for the move, and yeah, he just lost his brakes. I mean, he could easily get distracted as he now runs over the curb as Tarkangino gets a 3-second penalty. Salvi is actually closed up now behind Rolly, but I don't think it'll matter because the difference is in the battery as Rolly saves up for his final push maybe versus Rendog. With him having less downforce as we've seen throughout this race, I think maybe if he tries again on this lap, he possibly could get the Mercedes if he has a great exit here out of Spoon, which at the moment it looks like he does. 6/10. Can he make it, Herman?
I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that T-Brand can make this first win stick. Just celebrated another lap around this beautiful planet and is about to take his first SSRL victory with Williams as he's come across the chicane. No attempt in the background made by Rolly. The Polish driver is on top in Japan. Williams take the victory at the end of T-Brand as Rendor takes the 2nd position off of Rolly as he tried everything the lap prior with Salvi in 4th position. Skid Solo takes also a career best position in 5th with Kovachka, UJ, Krankyork with big points for the Kick Sauber team. Tark and Gino will be left scratching his head in terms of strategy. Only 9th position after a very good start to the season last time out, with Matt the Tank in 10th and Emin Asian Boy, who wasn't even racing the qualifying, taking some points home for Ferrari, as also Sir Ibo and Jamaican Jam are fighting for P12 at the end here. There's basically no battery left on both of them. Drag race to the line. 2 to 6%. Can Jamaican Jam try something into the last turn? He will not. Only if the
spins.
Spin by Sir Ibo. Way too late. Way too late. Jesus Christ. On the brakes, and Jamaican Jam takes home 12 with Sir Ibo in 13 and Fakoroy another 21 seconds behind that, as another rough day for Alpine as they've both not seen the finish line. Fakoroy didn't even basically see the starting line. And Devsy once again qualified. I'm pretty sure we haven't seen back-to-back disqualification.
Yeah, we need to maybe have a word with him about the
Yeah, but
requirements
to
for
be fair,
servicing
it's
the
still kind
drive-through.
of stupid that it says 2 laps after you've done the first lap after the safety car, and he did only have 1 lap, and then every time the engineer comes on, oh, you can't serve it when the safety car comes in. First place goes to T-Brand. Williams is on top with Mercedes and only Mercedes engine drivers or teams basically on the podium here, as Rendog takes a second position in front of Rowley. Back-to-back podiums for him, but he obviously tried a lot. Salvi is in fourth, Skid Solo fifth, Kovachka, UJ Kshankyork. Then with Tarkin Gino, Matt the Tank, Emin Asian Boy, Jamaican Jam, Sebo Fakoroya. Did not
Weird
finish
race,
his
man,
for
for sure.
ADS, Quan, and Devsy, and we had like, I don't know. Most people after position 6 had more than 3 or more stops, so. Fastest lap
I'm
also
looking
goes
now.
to Falco Warrior on a 39, so that's an additional point to Alpine. With currently now 3 after they did not score in Singapore. So we're going to talk to our top 3 in a moment's time. As you get the message ready, and I'm changing the scenes here.
I can't remember if it was who was it last time that said they didn't speak English. Was it Uj?
Yeah, Uj was that.
I believe that T-Bran is the same.
But just ask him.
So,
just ask him.
Rendog, T-Bran.
Sure,
Are we gonna also interview your driver of the day as well?
Yeah, let's ask if Skizolo wants to speak to us, because I think that was a very great drive. Yeah, can you remind me quick where he started? I didn't put that down.
He gained 6 positions. So he would have started P11, I believe.
Okay, put that down. Alright. Let's see if any of these guys are interested. Other than that, super entertaining. I think the additional pit stop also made this way more interesting. And yeah, we had some desperate attempts, but we made it for a very fun race. So let's see if we get some people to talk to us.
Rendog, congratulations. P2, what a guy.
Good for news.
That was certainly some drive. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Since your second position, I think we can start off with you here. Yeah, Rendog, yeah, that was a very good race from you tonight. That was a P2 finish for you, taking a very good step after what I can assume was a very difficult Singapore Grand Prix. First things we noticed, it seemed like we were, especially on these opening laps after the safety car, really struggling with the top speeds maybe. So was there something you opted for higher downforce to make these S sections work for you, or how was that maybe EIS distribution for you inside of the race?
Yeah, it's definitely try to use higher downforce. I've probably running more downforce, but it gives it better through the corners. So I had a good balance. The car felt good. Had good pace, so I'm happy with that.
There was obviously plenty of safety cars that interrupted the race. You were one of the only guys at the first phase where you opted for that hard tire, which obviously meant that if you stayed with the balanced setup, you couldn't use that again. How glad were you that there was another safety car after that? Because I'm pretty sure the mediums would have been in rough shape at the end of a pretty much halfway stint race. So.
Yeah, it would have been tight if I didn't get that last safety car, but I still would have got to the end, but I would have been slow at the end.
And obviously tried everything at the restart with the better warm-up at the end. Do you feel like there was more on the cards for you? I think your second place is most satisfying for you tonight.
I could have won because my tires still felt good at the end, but I just couldn't keep enough battery to get them on the DRS zone, so it is what it is.
And we are moving on in 7 days' time to the Canadian Grand Prix. How do you feel about that track? Was Japan maybe one of your stronger ones, or do you feel like you could even do?
One of my favorite tracks. I'm not too good at Canada, but I'll give it my best shot.
All right, sounds good. Congratulations again on the second place and good and strong points for Mercedes, and hopefully you can see more in the future here from you.
Right.
All right, thank you. Moving on to my personal drive today, Skid Solo. Man, you have been racing so long with us, and obviously we're one of these guys that will hopefully enjoy after we announced that we're different drivers going to be around for Division 2, and you made the best of this race, I would say, starting 11th, finishing a very strong 5th position. How was the race from you? How were you feeling yourself out there inside of this race?
Well, I actually practiced for this one. I don't normally practice. But I found out I had a faulty accelerator, and it's been like that for probably about 2 years. I just thought it was getting slow. But if you look at the film, you can see the light where the accelerator goes across. It's intermittent. So
My God.
2013, I was very competitive, and it's just been going downhill since then. But yeah, tonight I obviously had a lot of luck with safety cars, but yeah, I was really pleased with how I drove and really enjoyed it. And no penalties, because in practice I just kept getting penalties.
Yeah, penalties were left for the others tonight. That's obviously we usually have the telemetry on for the drivers, but I never noticed on your end. But that's obviously good news for you, and big points for Sauber. Was in terms of the practice, were you going into the all compound usage required with a particular plan, or were you just going with the flow? And obviously, do you feel like you were prepared for 3 safety car interruptions, because tires are kind of scarce then when you can't really use all of them, especially with all of these extra quali softs that are not really race tires. So how prepared do you feel in terms of the strategy tonight?
Well, I'd practiced for the 3 different compounds, and I'd found a setup that was the best one that I'd got for tyre wear. So I mean, I'm rubbish at qualifying, and so when I qualified tonight, I thought I might actually, a bit of luck, I might do quite well. It just worked out well, but it was brilliant. And then, thanks to Truckster, I raced with him for a long while ago, and he put me right on a few things. So that was good of him, you know what I mean? I was at Abu Dhabi, and that's always been one of my better tracks. So thanks to him. And sorry to Pleasant Snake, because if I'd have known my accelerator weren't working properly, I probably would have done better for him.
Yeah, shout out to
Last season. Shout out to Pleasant. Shout out to Truckster. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, obviously, I hope that obviously kickstarts some extra joy for you while driving, and makes maybe less interesting or less fun tracks for you better coming into the season. What do you personally think about Canada as we are heading to that next?
Oh, I hate that one. It's one of my worst ones. Yeah, horrible track. But
okay.
I'll practice. But yeah, I don't expect to do as well as I did tonight. That's for sure.
Well, I hope the new accelerator fix helps you even more. I do have you for a podium on my bingo card this season, so let's hope at one of these races you pull that off.
We've got 100 races left.
Great pace today, though, Skid. Great pace. You look very racy, especially behind some of the guys. So well done to you, mate.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I did feel quite comfortable out there. It's just one of the last lap but one, coming around that tight corner. I lost it a bit because I was gaining, and I had plenty of what's his name left, energy left to get right up to him. But yeah, I got a bit caught on the curb. But yeah, really enjoyed it.
Great stuff, man. Yeah, congrats again on the P5, and maybe speak to you inside of the season again, and maybe for that elusive podium as well, because you've been up there with consistency, and maybe now the pace is also coming towards you. So all the best for you in the rest of the season, and hopefully a good and nice race for you in Canada as well.
Yes, thank you. Let's hope so.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, Quincy, we're gonna move to a little end of race debrief. There was plenty of interruptions with safety car tonight, as plenty of drivers had it troublesome on this track. We have seen a new race winner with T-Ban. I think we kind of were expecting that to be coming anyway with how we predicted the season to go. There's obviously kind of a race difference now between Rowley and T-Ban, as he was not really there in Singapore, but he has found an upgrade to his rig and is probably now in the hunt for that title if pace continues like this. Montreal is next. We're gonna see plenty different of strategies again. Taiwan is very high on that one as well. So, what are your final thoughts for tonight's Japanese Grand Prix? Were you entertained by the all compound strategy?
Yeah, had a few safety cars, had a few a few penalties, a few one disqualification. So yeah, it went a lot better than the race yesterday, in my opinion. So as a form of entertainment factor. So yeah, happy with how these guys. We had a lot of firsts today. Rendog's first podium, T-Brand's first pole, first win. It's going to be a cracking season, I think. I know T-Brand's missed the first race. Rowley did mention that he was missing maybe one or two races in the middle. So we'll see how it all turns out. Every point matters. Fastest lap goes to Alpine. Could have gone to one of the guys. Could have gone to anyone. But, that's 1 point taken away. That may be worth something at the end. As you and me both know when it comes to championships at the end of season 7 there.
Yeah, 1 point it does in fact matter. So we're gonna move to the whole different side of the world with Montreal coming up next, and obviously gonna be seeing a usual return to I would say no
penalties.
Gimmick. To
a usual return to penalties, I would say.
was also probably high on everyone's list. I think most interesting also was that how there was so many different but kind of the same drivers on different levels for tonight. So I'm pleased to see that this wasn't a one-hit wonder from UJ. He was obviously having a penalty again. This time he suffered a bit more moving down some positions, and he kept that second place in Singapore. But I love to see maybe him going into a full-time seat for like the V Cup, maybe, if Meldrum was not feeling it, because that would be obviously more interesting.
Free seat, yeah.
Into
Another driver that didn't turn up tonight, Johnny something. I forget his name. The
Johnny
McLaren driver.
Regazzoni,
Yeah, he will now be removed. That's 2 times he signed up for a race and he has not partaken without informing the race director. Big no-no as a part of the rule book that everyone should have read. So he will now be vamoose from
also
from the
big
league.
crash for Kwon, who sadly could not or is currently interrupted his streak of good finishes inside of the top 5, where he was looking quite comfy. His qualifying was also good, so hopefully or we can expect Kwon to also be in this what was tonight's top 6 fights. So more interesting storylines, and as more and more races come along and more of these drivers you obviously, if you know these guys and you race them, you kind of know what to expect. That's still different if you fight for P16 or for PU2. So there's a different kind of energy and risks people are willing to take regarding the race of the picture of the race at any given time. So if anything, I think it's heating up more, and we're gonna be seeing, I think, more of these tight fights at the front with probably 5 to 6 people for now. If ADS and Jamaican Jam can fight their mojo back, obviously that's gonna be even more people. And obviously, as I said, Kwon missed out tonight, but should be at the top again. Next time you will need to find out if you missed that. Make sure to follow this channel in 7 days time when we go live for Montreal in Canada. The Notre Dame is going to be our next venue. We're going to be uploading this to the YouTube channel. So if you want to check out City Season Racing League on YouTube to make sure you catch all up with the VODs of this season, for Division 2 be our guest. And thanks again to you, Quincy, as we move on to what's going to be a very rear tire demanding track next time out in Canada. Have a good night, everyone, and take care. See you in 7 days time. Goodbye.
See you later. Bye.